True. It's
I
so
mean,
exciting to see so many people join us, especially when it's almost dinner time.
yeah. The time it took us 2.5 hours. Okay. So I'll start the session.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So let me just pause the music. So today this webinar is co-hosted Shopmatic and us at Dimacity. So let me start off with some introduction. For us at Dimacity, we are a WSQ approved training organization. The course fees are SkillsFuture credits and NTUC UTEP eligible. For Shopmatic, it is an e-commerce platform that enables you to create your own website to be able to sell online, sell products online. We also conduct this. We have an e-commerce 3 days course that includes Shopmatic, yeah, how to add products, how to manage your inventory, and so forth. Yeah, so it's a great way to start off with your e-commerce journey. Yeah, and then it goes on to cover Google Ads and this SEO. Yeah. So today our speaker on the topic on introduction to Google Analytics, we have Bernard. Yeah, he's the senior manager at on business analytics at Shopmatic. Yeah, so I leave the introduction to Pranavan himself. Thank you. I pass over the mic to Pranavan.
Thanks for that, Yang. So hello everyone. Good evening. Uh, like I have been with Shopmatic for almost 6.5 years, and analytics is my passion, and only after that it's my profession. I'll try to keep it very interesting for you on how you can analyze, and of course I'll teach you about the platform, but I'll try to give you more insights on analytics that about the course. So before I start off with my presentation, we would like to share a little about our company, that is Shopmatic. So I would request my host Nidhi to help me with that. So just give me a second while I present my screen.
Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's webinar. My name is Nidhi, and I'm the brand manager here at Shopmatic. Thank you so much for joining us today. And before we dive into the exciting details of how we can actually leverage Google Analytics to measure your company's performance by Pranava, I'll give you a quick brief about Shopmatic. So Shopmatic, as so many of you might already know, we are more than just an e-commerce builder. We are your partner in the online business journey. We are here to transform your offline business to online. And if you're a budding entrepreneur and you're venturing online, then we are actually here to help you venture into the online space. So, whether you're selling handmade goods or, you're working, like you're just growing your business, Shopmatic can actually help you at every stage of the business. So yes, and not just, we give you, it's very simple to use actually. So it's literally, you can make your web store within a few minutes. So that is why we call it a self-serve store, because you can do it yourself and you don't need any coding expertise or anything at all. And next slide, please, Pranava.
Yeah.
And we actually provide an end-to-end ecosystem to help you grow your business online. So whether it's chat or social media, to help you communicate with the end customer directly, Shopmatic actually gives you the whole 360-degree ecosystem to help you with single checkout links to actually talk to your customers by chat and by social, etc., and by marketplaces also. We help you list your business on marketplaces as well. So yes, that's pretty much about Shopmatic, and you can explore more on goshopmatic.com. I'll put in the URL link below. And if you want to enroll for the courses, that can actually help your concept on digital marketing. We have a partner, MRCT, Hing already introduced. You can actually scan the QR code and take a look at the digital marketing courses, amazing digital marketing courses by MRCT, in fact. So thank you so much. I think let's start the webinar with the expertise of our next speaker, Pranava. Thank you once again for joining us today. Over to you, Pranava.
Thank you, Nidhi. So like we'll start off like again, I think it's a long day for all of you already. So I'll try to keep it as crisp as possible. So that's why we'll be only covering the essentials of the Google Analytics in this session. Having said that, let's look at our agenda for today. So again, we'll be diving into the exciting world of Google Analytics. So we have the introduction, that's very basic, just understanding what Google Analytics is. And then we'll start off with setting up of Google Analytics. So like I'll show you the step-by-step process of how you can set up Google Analytics. And then we'll be seeing three main settings on GA that I feel are very important. That is like, of course, adding your collaborators. Then we will be looking at how you can do internal filtering because we would only want cleaner data to analyze. And then setting up custom alerts, which I feel is a very, very important step on Google Analytics. So after we cover these three settings, we'll be moving on wherein I will be showing you how you can access your demo account. That's where we'll be playing around with data and trying to get more actionable insights. And after that, we'll be seeing how you can also track your marketing campaigns and set up your Google Search Console. So let's get into the presentation. So if anybody already know, like it's the GA4 as in it is the latest version of Google Web Analytics platform. So it was recently launched after the GAU, the Universal Analytics. So this actually has more, it is an event-based data collection platform as of now. So it is actually more, it allows more flexibility to track user interaction across your websites and apps as well, which was not available earlier in Google Analytics Universal. It also helps you with cross platform measurement. So it seamlessly measures user interaction across various platforms, like if you have a website, mobile app, and any other digital channels as well. And also Google GA4, it actually has more emphasis on user privacy because it is right now a big thing. And as I think people have already asked the question regarding the AI, so GA4 definitely supports more AI than what it previously had. So let's get started with setting up of Google Analytics. So for this, I'll be using a website that I have on Shopmatic, and then I'll show you how the step-by-step process. So first, let's just make sure that you go to the analytics.google.com. I'll be pasting this link as well. So wherein, and then make sure that you have actually signed up using the correct email ID. And then if you are here, then you can actually click on start measuring, and then we'll start up by setting our analytics. So when it asks, so the first thing it would ask is for the account name. So let's say you have a website, like here I have a website that sells books. Um, like, but like I have it under the name of Vishwakala Parishad, let's say, but you don't necessarily need to have your account on name as your website name, because you might have multiple websites or multiple apps for the same brand name. So I would suggest you give your brand name here, and then you can start with that. So here I'm giving my brand name. And under this accounts data sharing settings, I would suggest you enable, you just check all of them, because here we would be needing more and more data. Like, let's say if you have you don't check this box, that's Google product and services, which will not enable Google signals. So Google Signal actually helps you track the user performance across platforms. If the same user is actually using a app and a desktop website, then we would actually want GA to track him or her as the same user and not as multiple users. So if we don't check this box, then it will actually consider them as different users and not one. Then, so we just checkbox all of this, click on next, then we give the property name. So property name can be anything. Again, like here, probably we can give the website name. So I'm just going into my website, then I just give it the website name. Then reporting time zone, make sure it is in your current time zone, because if it is not in our time zone, we might actually have difficulty while we are doing the analysis because of the conversions and all that. So, and then make sure you have the currency that you're doing business in, because again, when we are looking at monetary reports, we might have to do the currency conversion, and it might be a lot of job if you don't actually have currency set up in your own. So, so here we can actually choose input dollar, and let's click on next. So here we just need to give our industry details, and then we can proceed with that um, business size and all that. And next step is the business objective. Here I would suggest, and also the internet suggested version is we select and get the baseline reports. So what happens is if we select the baseline report option, we'll not be able to select the other options. But getting the baseline reports is very important, because here is where we will get a lot of data. So baseline reports is actually a combination of multiple types of reports. If you want the others, I will also tell you how you can access them later in the session. So now let's click on create. Okay. So as usual, these are the terms and conditions. I would suggest, of course, it's a lot of them, but I would suggest you read and then accept them while you're doing it. Now here I am choosing using it for the web platform. So I'll be using the web. Okay. That's it. So here we have to give our domain name. So here I'll go to my website, just copy paste my subdomain that I have for now. Okay. And then just give it a stream name, which can again be a part of your website name. And also make sure that you have the enhanced measurements enabled, because this actually gives you more and more data of page views, scrolls, and other things like that. Now, all we have to do is just click on create stream, and then we will have our stream created. So right now, like we have the stream created. Now there is another step that we need to do before we start collecting data. So first of all, I will show it for how we can do it for Shopmatic users. Then I'll also show it if how you can do it if you have your own website or other platforms also. Also, I'll show you the third way, that is if you had Google Tag Manager, how we can do that as well. So in Shopmatic, it is very easy. We just need to copy the measurement ID here, then go into our platform and under the settings, in the tracking option, we actually have Google Analytics. While we try to toggle this, it will ask for the analytic code that was just the measurement code that is rendered here. So we just have to copy and paste it in here and then just click on save. So that's it. Now the website that I have here is enabled with Google Analytics. So like if it's you're trying to set it up for a different kind of a thing, then probably you can click this and sorry. You can also, like, let's say if you are not doing it with Shopmatic uh, website, but you're actually trying to do for another website, okay? Then all you have to do is I'll also share the links, the GA links that will actually help us.
哎呦，对，谢谢你。你去买菜啊？没有去。
Yeah. So here I am pasting in chat the if it's on your website, how do you share it with? So let me also just open. Yeah. Let me also open and show you how with that. So now we actually have the analytics, then we'll get the Google tag code here. Okay. Then then we will have to just copy and paste it in the header section of the code. And then it should, that's it, it should be, and then save and deploy. So you can actually talk to your developer who has helped you develop the website, and then he would actually be knowing where to paste the code. Then let's say if you have the tag instructions, right? Like here you can actually see that you can there are some platform information. You can actually go in and select the platform that you would like to integrate it with, and then you will also get the steps. And when you are installing manually, like this is the code you just need to give to your developer, and when he copies and pastes it in the header section, and then, yeah, this is what I was telling. He will just copy and paste it in the header section, and then it will can start collecting the data. So this is the third method. So Google Tag Manager here. So Google Tag Manager is a powerful and a free tool. So that actually helps collect data in the third-party tools like Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, and all that. So you can simply go into Google Tag Manager and paste the snippet again, the same code that we have in Google Tag Manager under the GA section. And then that way also you can start collecting data. So I will also share a support link for the Tag Manager. In the chat. So these are the three ways you can collect information in Google Analytics. So having said that, now congratulations, like we have set up our Google Analytics. It is that simple. So now that we have done our integration, okay, let's go back and let's just check. So sometimes the integration might take a little while to get integrated. So like it can happen real time. Sometimes it can take up to 2 hours, and if we are having a bad day, it can actually go to 24 hours as well. So anyway, I think for now we don't have any data here. But as mentioned, let me just show you the three main settings on Google Analytics, and then we'll be going into the demo account and playing around with that data. So the first setting would be to add users here. So wherein it is very easy. We just go into the admins at the bottom. We click on account access management. Okay. And yeah. Here, you can see the administrator. We can just add in more users here. So here, like you can just type in the email address of the colleague or any collaborator that you would want to add. and then we need to select the roles here. So administrator is the full control role, but before you give it, just make sure that you know who you are giving in, because if you add someone else as an administrator, they would be able to remove you also from the account. That is possible. So if you don't want to give full control, then you can actually give the editor access. Uh, but marketer is actually an interesting role. Generally, people who would want to do analysis, play around with data, create columns and all that, we generally give a marketer role. Like if you are actually analyzing the data for somebody else, you would actually want to ask them to add you as a marketer so that you can analyze data for them. So analytics is more or less same as related to marketer. So you can actually remember administrator, marketer, and the viewer, these three roles. So viewer is wherein he will not be able to play around or create new reports, but view the data that is already existing on the platform. Generally, this is the role that we give when we want somebody to evaluate our business for us. So yeah. So that's on adding users. So you can just give the email ID, select the role that they want to. None is when you want to decide on the role in future, and then just click on add. That's it. And you would have a new user added. Okay. So it's that simple. Let's just, I'll take up, as Nidhi already mentioned, we'll take up all the questions in the end. So I'll just be moving to the next topic and try to finish as early as possible. Yeah. So next we'll be looking at adding internal filters. So, okay. Yeah. So let's go back to our analytics. Let's just exit this. Coming back to our main account. Yeah. So in reports, we actually have a card called as insights. So like we can say that we can click on this, and insights we can click on create. So and sorry, uh, sorry, yeah, we can yeah. So for adding the internal accounts, right? Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So we can actually go into the admin settings. Okay. Then we have to click on the data stream. Then we select the data stream we are looking at. Then we click on like configure tag settings. Okay. Yeah. Then under the settings, we just click on show more. And here we have the define internal traffic. Yeah. Here we just need to create rules. So we can click on create. So creating internal traffic filter is actually a two-step process. So this is the first step that we are doing. Here we are actually trying to define what an internal traffic is, so that the Google tag manager will be able to identify and then mark them as internal traffic. So here we can actually give the rule name. Here you can actually give any name. Like here I am trying to give a name as Pranava Home because I'm working from home. And then make sure you leave the traffic this value as internal. I'll tell you why in the second step. So make sure that you don't change anything here. Okay. And then you can like we can actually select it based on the IP address. IP address equals to. So let's here we can actually click on what's my IP address on the top in blue. So if you click on it, it will actually pop up a page that will show you your IP address. So here I'll just be typing in my IP address, a random IP address, just to show you. So it would look something like this. And then we can just click on like create, and then it has created, we have created an internal rule for us. That's it. So if you have, let's say 4 or 5 employees, then we just need to do it for all of them. But if somebody is working from home office, then we just need to set it up once, even if it's for a large number of employees, even like 100 or more, because most of them would be working in the same IP. So this way, what we'll be doing is we'll not be inflating our original traffic, because we would want to look at a cleaner data so that we have the correct insights for our business. So now we have finished step 1, that is defining the internal traffic. Okay. Now let's do the step 2. That's Okay, now let go to the Google Tag Manager again. Under data filtration. For internal traffic, you will already have this rule, that is internal traffic filter, and then the file operation that is showing it as exclude. And here we have the parameter as internal. So like this is the like here it is identifying internal based on the internal that we have defined in step 1. So we already have the internal traffic filter in GA4, and then we can just click on activate and then save. So this is how we can actually filter the internal traffic. So very important step, so that we don't inflate. And so a tip I can give you is, when, let's say if you are having 100 employees in the organization, and you have already applied this filter, then you can actually save an IP in step 1 under your name, and you can click on, we can create a new filter for internal traffic just for ourselves, so that when I am testing, or if the tester is testing, he can actually remove his own filter and not remove the larger filter, so that he can go in and test without actually recording the data of the other employees going onto the website. So that's how we can do it when we have a larger size of employees. Now, the third setting that I would quickly show you is setting up alerts. So alerts is when alerts is when we want to see if we have sudden spike on our traffic, like a sudden increase in our traffic or sudden decrease in our traffic, like that. So for this, we can actually go into reports. Then let's click on the insights tab, insights card here. Okay. And in this, let's create a custom insight. Okay. So like, let's create a new one. Okay. So the evaluation frequency, I would say, is we would of course want to do it daily, so that we know our website doesn't run into any issues. Then we can actually create a smaller segment, but this I would be doing it on all users. Then under metrics, we need to select how many users we are getting in a day. So we can actually 1 day total users. Then we can have a percentage like first we'll do a percentage decrease more than, and I would say 30% would be the best value. Like if initially probably you might have in the beginning a 30% is more common, but after a few weeks or months, it will quickly stabilize, and 30% should be a good value, especially when we are looking after a couple of months. And then if 30% decrease, then of course there is probably something off on the website. Then let's say comparison period. So I would suggest that we use same day last week as the best activity, because when we in the comparison period, let's say if we are selecting yesterday, then there are possibilities that we are actually comparing a Sunday to a Saturday, or a Saturday to a Friday. And of course there daily there might be many variations in the traffic that is coming onto the platform. But when we actually compare it with this, let's say same day, that is Friday to Friday, most likely it should be similar. So that way we know that we actually have. Then make sure that you give your email ID at the bottom. Okay. We also need to give a name. So make sure that we give the name that we definitely know that when the email comes to our box. Like here, I would say traffic decrease by 30%. So yeah, and then we can click on create. Yeah. So now we have created our insights wherein, so if the traffic is gone below 30% than the regular pace, we will immediately get a notification to our inbox. So we can actually do the same thing from scratch again for if we has an anomaly or a percentage increase for more than 30% as well. So like even the traffic increase might sound good, but there can be instances wherein people are actually just playing around on your platform, and maybe they are just doing something on your website, and then it can actually impact your ad spends also. So that is why it is better to have for a percentage increase as well. Um, uh, and then that way you can actually sleep better at night, knowing if something actually happens on your website, then you know that you will be notified immediately. So that's it in terms of setting up of your Google Analytics. Now, I'll quickly tell you how you can access your demo account. Like currently, because on our platform, we might not have enough data, but we want to have a skill of how we can play around with Google Analytics, so that once we have the data flowing in, we have the expertise to look and take actions. So Google actually has a shop that is the Google Merchandise Store, wherein like it sells different products of multiple sorts, like stationery, multiple brands, the lifestyle products and apparels and all that. And Google actually makes this data available in its demo account. So wherein we can actually go and play around with it and then learn. So all you have to do is you can actually type in demo here also. Okay. Or else I would suggest you go into click and get more help. And then here we can just search for the word demo. And then we'll be able to go into the demo account. So we just need to click on access the demo account. It will pop up another page. Here we just need to click again on access the demo account and click on GA for property merchandise store. So this will pop up our GA demo account wherein we have all the data. Let's also, like, you can actually search for once we have the demo account, we can actually use it as favorites as well, so that we can use it again and again very quickly and easily. I think we something off here. I think I did not enter the demo account. Just give me 1 second. Let's go into the reports. Yeah, yes. We have entered the demo account. Looks good. Yeah. Yeah. So now we can actually go into our recents. So when we go into our recents, next time, we will actually find that demo account that shows as GA for Google Merchant Shop. We can actually just uh, click on the star. So next time we can just go into favorites, click on that and start accessing the demo accounts. So it is that simple. So now we are in the demo account where we have all the data available from the Google Merchant Shop. So let me just give you a quick walkthrough, 1 minute walkthrough of what the platform is and how the GA analytics is placed. So here we have first is the like on top is the report snapshot and the real-time data. So these sections, the report snapshot is actually an overview of what all the data that we have under the life cycle section. So here it is, we will like we can actually have the overview of our business through what is happening through website and all that. Then in life cycle section, we actually have all our data, and we'll be spending 90% of the time generally in the life cycle section, wherein we'll be having the acquisition data. Acquisition is how did our user find us. Then we have the engagement data. Engagement data is what did they do on our website. Then we have the monetization data. That's if they did any purchases or anything. And recent retention is if they did stay with us even after the purchase and all that. So of course, we also have the search console data here, wherein like we will be knowing what keywords they were searching for when they entered our platform. And then we have the user attributes data here. That is like we will be looking at user attributes information like their demographic details, gender and age and all that. And then we also have the tech details here, like what device they have been using and all that information. So all this information is actually helpful for us to determine our business objectives, goals, and how we'll be able to do better off when we actually know the insights. So let's just get into understanding 5 main KPIs that I thought are very important in Google Analytics. So first we'll be starting with traffic. So traffic is So traffic is like first two questions that we'll be asking is how can I determine the amount of traffic coming onto my website and what we can do to increase it. So for understanding traffic, we need to go into reports, then go into acquisition. As I have mentioned, we will be knowing our details from here, and then just go into the overview section. So I think this is our account. We just need to go into the Google Merchant Shop account. So here we can see that we have users and new users here. So users are users is all including the returning and new, and but new users is just who are coming onto your website for the first time. So what we are going to do now, or what we have to do in for analytics is just find patterns everywhere. So like how we can do it is um, like you can actually see that we have multiple curves here. Okay. Like whenever you actually get into the platform, make sure that you check your dates on the top. That's a very important aspect that we keep doing whenever we keep changing screens. So in here, we can actually see the data for last 28 days, which is, and can also see some patterns here, which is good. Uh, Let me just show it how it looks if we are looking for the last 12 months data. So if we are actually looking at last 12 months data, we don't actually see a great pattern. We don't understand a lot of patterns here. So I would that having said that, we can actually see that there are some spikes and all that. It would be interesting to study them, but the dates are mixed up in a larger time frame. So it is better to use last 28 days or last 30 days when you're actually looking at the traffic information. Okay. So see here, we can actually see the trend. So when we are looking what is going on, we can actually see that on an average, we have somewhere around 1,000 users per day in the Google Merchant Shop account, which is a good number to be. But when we are actually looking, we can actually see that there are some bottom points here. So when we actually hover onto that, we have noticed that it's Saturday and Sunday, again a Saturday and a Sunday, again a Saturday and a Sunday. So that means we can also see that the user numbers are very less. So let's click on the new users and again see the patterns. So again, what we are seeing is we have less number of users and new users as well in our weekends when we are looking at the pattern. So what does that tell us? Is the weekends generally our users are not too active on our platform, or we are not even getting new traffic. So what does that mean is this actually means that we should not be releasing any kind of material or any kind of information, like let's say any products or emails or anything, uh, to our visitors on a weekend, because we know that by the time they will look into their email box or by on a Monday, our email will be buried somewhere. So like this is how we actually turn the insights that we are finding through patterns into an actionable insight that will help us go towards profitability of our business. So like if this is on the users, on the traffic. Okay. Now let's move on to our next topic, that is on the location. Now that we know where we are getting our traffic from, let's look at how the location aspect. Now for location, we just go into the reports, make sure, and then we go into the user. and then we click on the user attributes. In user attributes, we have the demographic details. So while we know that the charts are coming up on the top, it is interesting that to look at the data that is sitting at the bottom. So here we have the data by different countries in here. Okay. So wherein like we actually have users, new users here. And then we also have the average engagement time and total revenue. So whenever we have the monetization integrated, we will also get the total revenue details in here. So while we are looking at it, like we can actually click on the arrow next to users and then sort our data based on the count of users. So generally looking at it, people will make a mistake to say, of course, United States is by far getting the best traffic, followed by India on the second position, and followed by Canada on third, and then followed by Japan on fourth. But I would say it would not be a great way to look at it that way, because not just users, but we also have to combine it with revenue and look at it. Like, let's say in this case, although India is getting a lot of users being in the second position, in terms of revenue, we don't actually make any revenue from India. So that way, although we are getting traffic, it might not be a quality traffic as well. So we need to know what a high quality traffic is and what a low quality traffic is, and then we need to analyze based on that. So like here, when we are looking at patterns, we can actually see that this is great. We can actually see that Taiwan, although with its limited number of users, is still making some money here, which is close to that of Canada, which has 4 times more traffic when compared to that Taiwan. So, and then we can actually see China. China also has a lot of users, but it is not making any revenue. We can actually change the dates again to a larger time frame to see if it stands true. Okay. Yeah, I think like on Taiwan, like we actually are doing a lot greater when we look at the number of users to the revenue ratio. So that's how we always try to steady our data, the users and the to that of revenue. And also remember to look at the average engagement time, because here we can see the average engagement time also sometimes give us some information. Like, but from China, we can actually see a lot of traffic, but the average engagement time is just 22 seconds. That is way, way lower than the regular number. So something might actually be off when it could be, we are getting traffic from China. Okay, sorry. So now we know about the location. Let's just quickly understand the demographics, like what age proves to be more profitable, what gender proves to be more profitable. So I have a very basic target audience persona for my website, wherein I would be just like my preferred age group and all that. Let's just go into the demographic and understand where we can look at that. So for demographics, it is again under the inside the reports under the users, we have the demographic. Okay. And we just click on the overview, wherein we will get the gem. So here we can see, of course, this is not our website. this is Google's demo website, but for now, let's just consider it to be our data and just practice it. So we can actually see the inclination is for towards the males, more towards females, males than females. But and of course, we can also see the age information here. But always remember to go whenever we are looking at data, always remember to go inside before taking any decisions, because here we can see that a lot of data is unknown. That's because we have a lot of privacies in place, and nowadays it is not compulsory to reveal the gender while creating a Google account. We might not get enough information. But outside, although it might look like we know that our data very well, inside it might be a different case. Like herein, we can see that females are just half of that of male. But when we are actually looking at the revenue, they are making close to what males are making. So in this case, we know females are more profitable to us than males. So how we can use this information is we can make our website more inclined towards females. But let's say if our purchases are more for males as well, maybe we can have something like a female gifting a male a gift box or vice versa, and create our website so that we know like that's how the trend is. So that's how we need to study our data and take decisions better. And we need to be in our consumers' shoes so that we know them very well. So similarly, for age details also, you can just go into the demographic details. Again, click on the overview, and we can just go into the age range. And of course, here also we will be having a lot of unknowns. But again, looking at the data, we can decide on our factors. Like we can also see the revenue total coming in and all that as well. So let me just quickly go into the next topic, that is the pages. So where we'll be looking at the most popular and least popular pages and all that. So for this exercise, we just need to click on reports. Okay, click on reports, then go into the engagement data, and we have pages and screens here. So hashtag always is the home page. If it says nothing else, then it's the home page. And in pages information, unlike what we were doing till now, we might total revenue might not be of an interesting KPI here, because of course the basket is where we will have a lot of revenue. The product or the other pages might just be a leading pages and not the really revenue making ones. Okay. So like when we are seeing by views, we will know the what pages are having the higher number of views. Views are not distinct, whereas users are the distinct number of users that have come on to their pages. And when we are looking at pages, it is not advised to look at the last 12 months data. If I would suggest we change it to 28 days, because we would have made a lot of changes on our pages or would have added more products and all that. So like that's how we can change the date. And then the best metrics to look at here would be the average engagement time. So we can actually look at the best average engagement time that will show us what is a good page. And we can also look at the worst average engagement time pages that's less than 1 second, because sometimes it also helps us find the not working page wherein the pages can lead into errors and all that. So if you want to know, you can just copy paste this after the Google Merchant Store directly in the search bar here. Sorry. and we'll be able to go into that shop to find it. Okay. So, and let me just quickly take another 5 minutes and explain you in regarding the pages, how we can find out the entries, exits, and bounce rates. So previously it was very quick and easy in Universal Analytics, but here we need to create it from scratch. So I'll be just helping you on how we can create it. So remember to go into Explore. Explore is wherein we can create our own reports. Click on Freeform, and then let's just get into here. So here we will have to select our dates. Then we need to select the segments that we would want. So of course here the segments, yeah, the only segment, I would not be segmenting any data here. Okay. So the only dimension that I would want is the page title. So I'll be importing that. And then the metrics that I am looking at are three, that is entries, exit, and bounce rate. So having imported them, let me just quickly make the report. So in the values, I don't need active users. The data that I was looking at was entries, exits, and bounce rates. So and then I would like in the rows, I don't need cities. I would want to add my page title. And in columns, I don't actually need device categories. So that's how we have created, well done. We have created our first report that shows us the entrances, exits, and the bounce rates for the pages, the Google pages. Okay. So you can actually look at your report from here and then say, yeah, which are the best performing pages, which are the, so if entries are more than exits, then of course they are doing quite well. But if they are not really doing, if they are not, if entrances are equal to that of exits, then of course that page is not actually doing very well, or meaning we might not be actually navigating them very well. So exits can be natural as well, but most of the times it can also mean that we have not really navigated them well. So they didn't know what to do, and of course they exited. Yeah. So yeah. So that's how we can actually create our report and look at the data. Even in terms of the bounce rate, the best, like the good bounce rate is 30% or less. And the bad bounce rate is generally 70% or more. Anything between this should be like anything between this should be like a growing trend in terms of your bounce rate. So try to keep it below 30%, but if anything is going beyond 30, it is better to always have a steady on that. So then we have the source, medium, and channels, but I think we are past beyond the time that we had for the session. So I think I'll just give you an overview and not go into the reports. And we'll see if we can cover it. So like source, medium, and channels is actually a high level grouping that will help us understand where our traffic is coming in from the source and how like sources is actually indicates where our traffic has originated from. Like if somebody has clicked on a Facebook post and then landed onto our website. Medium is the category of traffic source, is the general category of traffic source. Like for example, medium is somebody did a Google search and then they landed onto our website. That means they are called as organic traffic coming onto our platform. And then channels is actually a combination of these sources and mediums together. So channel is where like when we actually combine, like when we say organic channel, that means it can be organic channel coming in from like let's say different mediums, emails or different sources as well. That could be Google, Facebook and all that, but everything coming in organically. Okay. So here we just need to yeah, here we just have the sources and medium. So direct is the direct traffic somebody has actually searched and pasted here. And then as I was mentioning, organic, and then source is the Google here. So we can actually have organic and Bing. So Bing is another search engine like Google, you might already know. So this is how we actually know the source and medium. So source and medium will actually help us understand which source or which medium is giving us good return or good profitability and good engagement as well. So that will actually help us plan our spends again. So if we are actually making a good number of good users and we can actually see here the direct and the organic traffic are giving us much more revenue than the newsletter, and CPC is cost per click. So that's the advertising. So in terms of like we can actually see Google CPC, the revenue is not really great. The number of users are of course small, but the organic, we are doing a great job, which is a great thing. Well done, Google. So yeah, the last thing I would compare is simply comparing the data. So just one more minute. Like I'll just show you how you can compare your data. On all of your screen, you actually have the comparison metrics. So let's say the comparison generally is good to do for a like long time frame to set up long-term goals. So whenever you select this, there is a compare option at the bottom. You can just select that and then you have the preceding period match the day of the week, that option selected, and then we can just click on apply. So here we are actually comparing the users or percentage change for 1 year, 2 year, everywhere. So here we actually see that at an year, 2 year comparison, we can see 300% growth in terms of users. So Google has actually done very well when we compare it over the year. We can also look at the revenue also has increased by 300%. So you can also go into depth by each source and medium and see which percentage, like which medium or which channel has actually performed very well in the year-on-year comparison. So that's how we can keep comparing our data, because progress is the name of the game, and so the comparison is very important whenever we are doing business. So yeah. So that's it. Tracking campaigns probably I'll skip for now because we have already passed our time. So it might be like it might take more time for us to cover these topics. So thank you so much for your time. So I'm opening the floor for questions. So if anybody has any questions, Yeah, we can take that up now. You can just like just type in your questions here in the chat box, and maybe I can help you. Any questions, anybody?
If anybody have any questions from your experience, yeah, now is a good time to ask an expert.
Yeah.
We already have people asking us to do a second round.
Oh,
And so
sure.
many people actually stayed till the end. It's just amazing, despite the lunchtime and dinner time.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Like,
Sure, we can definitely arrange that.
So if there are no much questions, definitely we'll see how if we can do a session 2 also if possible. Yeah, there is a lot of things in Google Analytics. Of course, it is not enough to cover it off within some span of time. But yeah, thank you everybody. It was, and of course MRCT and Inc for the wonderful opportunity from my side. You can again scan and sign up for the MRCT courses from our side, and I think Inc has a special course offering for anybody who is actually interested in GA. So yeah, that's it from my side. Over to you, Yang.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think uh, many of you would have been impressed by really the amount of data, the insights that you can actionable insights that you can get from Google Analytics. Yeah, like what Pranavan was sharing, which countries, which marketing sources, because you spend money, you spend effort on your marketing. You definitely will want to know which places are giving you your revenue, where your customers are from, where your leads are coming from. So you want to know which channels, which devices. Maybe some of the pages on your website are not functioning or something. Yeah. So analytics really can give you a lot of insights into these various data points. Yeah. So if you are professional, you have been doing digital marketing for maybe several years. Yeah, this I mean data science. I mean many of you will be aware that data science is a very hot thing nowadays. With the extreme end is at the machine learning, AI, that level. So it's a good start for marketing wise. I mean, go into data science. The first step maybe data analyst. Yeah, understanding web analytics, crunching data. Yeah, of course, you must have a certain passion for numbers lah. I would say that would be one of the requisites somehow. Yeah. So if you're interested to know more about Google Analytics, bring your digital marketing to the next level. Yeah. If you are a manager wise, you would like to know more insights about your business, you can send your team members for analytics course or yourself. If you are a business owner, similarly, like the manager, you would like to get more insights from your marketing teams. Yeah, please feel free to join us at our course, learn what to measure the differences to universal analytics, customizing dashboards like what Pranavan showed just now, user management, the marketer, the editor, the admin, and so forth. Yeah. So we have a 2 days Google Analytics course from 351, depending on your age, excluding GST, including GST, sorry. Skills future credits eligible, NTUC, UTEP eligible also. Yeah. So if you fit any of the use cases I was describing just now, you like to improve your game in digital marketing. Yeah. Increase your worth as a digital marketer. Yeah. So feel free to scan the QR code. It will bring you to our WhatsApp. You can ask more about the questions, more about the topic itself, get the cost brochure, funding support, the schedule, the venue. Yeah. Maybe I just describe a little bit about the funding support. Yeah. So there are different tiers. So if you're below and above 40, there are different tiers. If you're above 40, Singapore PR or PR, say you get $630 funding by the Singapore government. If you have sufficient sales future credits, basically you don't pay anything. Okay. But if you have used up your skills future credits, if you pay, let's say 351 like I was describing just now, NTUC, you can also use your UTEP to claim half of the amount, up to a limit determined by your age. So 2 days course, pretty affordable amount. So again, if you are interested, feel free, scan the QR code, ask more, some questions, funding, the brochure. Feel free to join us. Okay. So last chance. Anyone still have some questions for Padawan about your business analytics, or any burning questions?
Yeah, I think there is one question. I think
Okay.
somebody directly.
Sure.
So
Sure.
how we can use Google Analytics to optimize our Google ads? So again, so once we let's say if you are doing advertising with Google Ads, then you can actually connect the Google ads to the Google Analytics. Then again, it will be helping you understand what are better channels, like we saw in the end regarding the sources and mediums. You would know which are the better sources, which are the to bid on, like whether you want to focus on doing an SEO or a search engine of like SEO for the direct traffic, or whether you want to do a Facebook ads. Where are the better traffic coming in? Like if you are actually getting in revenue better from Facebook users, then you would be spending your money on the Facebook ads rather than Google ads. And like let's say you will also be knowing which are the words to bid on once you have done your Google Search Console, because you would be knowing which search words have brought in more revenue for your business. So in that way, I think, yeah, and we can actually integrate Google Ads to Google Analytics. So it should all be super easy and interesting. Yeah. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, we see Sachini's thumbs up. I think we answered the question.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Probably we can get a thumbs up in the chat box if everyone, if you guys found the session insightful.
Thank you, please. Give us some support. Thank you. Thank you for spending your evening with us. Hope you got a lot of points for you to improve your data traffic, improve your digital marketing.
ನೀರೊಳಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ವಾರ್ಲೆ ಅಂತ
Panavan, thank you, Nidhi.
ಹಂಗ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
Thank you, and thank you guys.
Okay. So thank you everyone. We'll end the webinar here. Hope to we will arrange, see if we have a part 2 to this one for the other topics that Panawan was describing just now. Okay, thank you everyone. I will be sending out the EDMs. Feel free to please look out for them for the second session and the video recording. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for having.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Nidhi.
you. Bye-bye.